Ryde is a suburb of Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Ryde is located 13 kilometres northwest of the Sydney Central Business District and 8 kilometres east of Parramatta. Ryde is the administrative centre of the local government area of the City of Ryde and part of the Northern Sydney region. It lies on the north bank of the Parramatta River. North Ryde, West Ryde, and East Ryde are separate suburbs from Ryde. Ryde was named after the town of Ryde on the Isle of Wight. It may have been adopted from G.M. Pope, who came from Ryde on the Isle of Wight, who settled in the area and opened the Ryde store. Originally known by its Aboriginal name Wallamatta, the whole area between Parramatta and Lane Cove rivers became known as the Field of Mars. The name Ryde was used from the 1840s and adopted as the name of the municipality in 1870. The suburb contains the oldest settler's cottage in Australia, Addington, on Victoria Road. Addington was built by the emancipist James Stewart, circa 1800. James Shepherd bought the property in 1810 and added a six-room house to the original sandstone cottage. Addington House, also known as New Farm, is included on the NSW Heritage Register in the National Trust of NSW. Other historic buildings in the area include the police station on Victoria Road and Willandra Street. The police station, a simple sandstone structure, was designed by colonial architect Mortimer Lewis and built in 1837. Willandra is a two-story Georgian home built by the Devlin family circa 1845, and more recently used as an art gallery and headquarters for the Ryde District Historical Society. Both Willandra and the police station are listed on the Register of the National Estate. In 1892, the public school at 2 Tucker Street was opened. The building, which still survives, is the Infants Department, a two-story, sandstone building which is heritage listed. The cottage Riversdale, in Wave Street, was the home of a well-known riverboat captain by the name of Robert Gascoigne, who lived in the area circa 1900. In 1973, a Builders Labourers Federation organized a green ban to save Dunbar Park from becoming a rubbish tip. As Ryde was located at the top of the hill, it also became known as Top Ryde. Ryde Swimming Centre was demolished and rebuilt as Ryde Aquatic Leisure Centre, and hosted events of the 2000 Olympics. The majority of services operated from Fort Macquarie and Circular Quay down George St. to Broadway and Parramatta Road. In the peak hours and other busy periods, supplementary services operated from Railway Square. Tram services to Drummoyne and Ryde were serviced by the Rozelle Tram Depot. The service, after departing the depot, travelled along the Crescent and Commercial Road, now City West Link Road, in Glebe, turning left onto Victoria Road. It then crossed the Iron Cove Bridge and the former Gladesville Bridge before turning right onto Blaxland Road. It then wound its way along Blaxland Road, behind the site of the current council chambers, terminating near the intersection of Pope and Devlin Street and Ryde. Ryde has a number of heritage-listed sites, including 782 Victoria Road, Willandra, Ryde; 808 to 810 Victoria Road, Ryde Police Station; 813 Victoria Road, Addington House; 817 Victoria Road, The Retreat, Ryde; 46 Church Street, St. Anne's Ryde Anglican Church and Cemetery. Top Ryde is an unofficial locality within Ryde, which contains the commercial area of the suburb, centered on the intersection of Devlin Street and Blaxland Road. Top Ryde City is a major shopping center located on the intersection of Devlin Street and Blaxland Road. The original Top Ryde shopping centre on the site was the second of its type to be built in Australia. Top Ryde is the location of the Ryde Council office and library. 2RRR is a community radio station in Sydney, Australia, broadcasting to the Ryde area on 88.5 FM. The Ryde Bridge links Ryde south to Rhodes, over the Parramatta River. State Transit and transit systems operate a number of services in Ryde, including M52, Sydney CBD via Victoria Road, limited stops, Parramatta via Hermington; 287, Milsons Point via Lane Cove, weekday AM peak service; 410, Marsfield via Lane Cove Road, Hustville via Campsie; 458, Burwood via Concord Hospital and Stratfield; 501, Sydney CBD via Victoria Road and Pyrmont West Ryde; 507, Sydney CBD via Putney and Victoria Road, Macquarie Centre via North Ryde Shops; 515, Sydney CBD via Victoria Road, Eastwood via Dennistown; 518, Sydney CBD via Victoria Road, Macquarie Centre via Dennistown East; 520, Sydney CBD via Victoria Road, Parramatta via Hermington; 533, Chatswood via Lane Cove, North Sydney Olympic Park via roads. The main closest train station for the access to Ryde is West Ryde Railway Station, which is on the T9 Northern Line of the Sydney Trains network. Schools in Ryde include government schools such as Ryde Secondary College, formerly Malvina High School, and Ryde Public School, Tucker Street, which is heritage listed. It also includes a few private schools such as Holy Cross College and North Cross Christian School. The German International School Sydney operated in Ryde from 1992 to 2008 and moved to Terry Hills in August 2008. Ryde contains St. Anne's Anglican Church, Church Street, which has the grave of Maria Ann Sherwood Smith, in whose orchards the Granny Smith apple was first found. Every year, in the suburb of Eastwood, the Granny Smith Festival is held in her honor. The church was built in 1826 and extended in later years. It was a central feature in the early life of the area and is now listed on the Register of the National Estate. Church Street is also the location of Ryde Wesley Uniting Church. C3 Church Ryde is located on Blacksland Road. Santa Rosa Park is located between Quarry Road and Bridge Road. It features a separated pathway for walking and bike riders. Shrimpton's Creek runs through the park in a northeasterly direction flowing into the Lane Cove River. The park is used for football and cricket. Gunman Park was once a quarry and brickworks and is accessed from Buna Court, Minga Street, and Macaulay Park. Ryde Pool was home to water polo events for the Sydney Olympics, held in 2000. The pool is now owned by Ryde City Council. At the 2016 census, Ryde recorded a population of 26,499. Of these, age distribution. Ryde residents' median age was 36 years, lower than the national median of 38. Children aged 0 to 14 years made up 16.7% of the population, national average is 18.7%, and people aged 65 years and over made up 16.7% of the population, national average is 15.8%. Ethnic diversity. 48.9% of people were born in Australia. The most common countries of birth were China 10.3%, South Korea 3.1%, India 3.1%, Italy 2.2%, and Philippines 2%. Only 13.4% identify their ancestry as Australian. The most common ancestry in Ryde was Chinese at 15.5%, with the next most common ancestries being English 14.7%, Italian 6.9%, and Irish 5.5%. 47.4% of people only spoke English at home. Other languages spoken at home included Mandarin 10%, Cantonese 5.6%, Korean 3.7%, Italian 3.5%, and Armenian 3.2%. Religion. The most common responses for religion were Catholic 27.7% and no religion 27.6%. Income. The median weekly household income was $1,714, above the national median of $1,438. Housing. 71.1% of private dwellings were family households, 23.6% were single-person households and 5.3% were group households. Of occupied private dwellings in Ryde, 44.2% were flat or apartments, 43.9% were separate houses and 11.3% were semi-detached. Bennelong, one of the most notable Indigenous Australians, who served as a link between the colony at Port Jackson and the Eora people, is buried in present-day Putney. Jessica Falkholt, actress who resided in Ryde when she and her entire family were killed in a car accident in December 2017. Laura Forster, World War I surgeon and nurse who was born in Ryde. Karen Morris, Olympic bronze medalist in swimming and world record holder, was born in Ryde in 1954. John Robertson, former leader of the Australian Labor Party in New South Wales and the leader of the opposition from 2011 to 2014. Susan Shart, 1872 to 1934, founder of the Royal Rehabilitation Hospital. Maria Ann Smith, credited with producing the Granny Smith apple, lived in Eastwood and is buried in Ryde. James Squire, convict brewer, who was claimed to have created Australia's first commercial brewery. Hayden Turner, zookeeper and TV presenter. John Watkins, the former Deputy Premier of NSW and Minister for Transport and Finance in NSW. Iggy Azalea, Australian rapper born in Ryde Hospital. Jesse Curran, Scottish Premiership footballer who plays for Dundee FC as a defensive midfielder. Richard Lee, chairman of Ruralco and former first-class cricketer.